I am a 21-year veteran firefighter with the New York City Fire Department. I am also a United States Air Force veteran. My father, Joseph Bonanno, was a U.S. Navy veteran, served as a firefighter in New York City for 34 years, as well as my brother Michael, also with the FDNY. While a firefighter, I prepared and shared many delicious meals, and by a strange twist of preparation, circumstance, and luck, was offered the opportunity to publish a Firehouse cookbook, which I did. The only reason I mention this is that on that very morning, September 11, 2001, I was asked to judge and promote a New York City firefighter cooking contest on local TV, which placed me at the quarters of Ladder 3 in Lower Manhattan. When the planes hit the towers, Ladder 3 responded. I nearly responded myself, leaving earlier by only a minute. Upon returning the next day to work the rescue and recovery with my brother Michael, unfortunately, we learned that all 12 firefighters of Ladder 3 were killed in the collapse. If I'm invited back on September 11th or after this event, I'll certainly share that story with you. I started volunteering with Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute to help educate about September 11, 2001 and share my experience that day and in the rescue and recovery operation. I also help educate the Tunnel to Towers Foundation for students in schools. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was created to honor New York firefighter Stephen Siller, who responded on September 11 to the Twin Towers in New York. Stephen was the youngest of 7 children, born to May and George Siller. At the age of 8, Stephen lost his father, and a year and a half later, his mother passed away, leaving him an orphan. But Stephen was taken in and raised by his older siblings. As he grew older, he became a firefighter for the Fire Department of the City of New York, or the FDNY as we know it. On September 11, 2001, Stephen was assigned to Brooklyn Squad 1. He had just finished his shift and on his way to play golf with his brothers when he got the word over his scanner that a plane had hit the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Upon hearing the news, Stephen called his wife Sally and asked her to tell his brothers he would catch up with them later. He returned to Squad 1 to get his gear, but his squad had already responded to the emergency. Steve drove his truck to the entrance of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, but it had already been closed for security reasons. But people still needed to help, so he strapped on 60 pounds of gear on his back, raced on foot through the tunnel to the Twin Towers, where he gave his life while saving others. Stephen was just 34 years old and had 5 young children. Stephen's story is just one of the many stories of heroic selfless service and sacrifice that occurred on September 11th. We honor them with our mission, which is to never forget. We never forget their sacrifice, their service, or their legacies. In the Twin Towers alone, 343 FDNY firefighters gave their lives helping people and saving others that day. Our foundation honors all first responders from that day and every day since. We honor the victims of that day, and we honor all the service members who took up the fight that fateful day, sacrificing life and limb for this country and the cause of freedom and the families that we left behind. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was started right after September 11th by Stephen's 6 siblings to honor his sacrifice. The foundation started by providing mortgage-free homes to surviving spouses of fallen first responders who, like Stephen's family, had young children left behind. Over the years, our generous supporters, like you all here today, have allowed us to expand and create our line of duty programs, which include first responder programs, Gold Star program, and the Smart Home program. Our Fallen First Responder program provides mortgage-free homes for surviving families of fallen first responders who died in the line of duty, 9/11 related illnesses, and have left behind young children. Our Gold Star Family Home program provides mortgage-free homes for surviving families of our nation's soldiers who have died in the line of duty, that were killed in action in combat operations, stateside training accidents, and service-connected incidents due to toxic exposure. And our Smart Home program, which provides specially adapted mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured veterans and first responders. At the end of 2023, Tunnel to Towers have provided over 1,000 mortgage-free homes to our nation's most deserving heroes and their families left behind. That amounts to over 1,500 children in our home programs. In the state of Florida, we have provided 15 specially adapted smart homes for injured first responders and service members, 21 mortgage-free homes for fallen first responders, and 16 mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families. Some of these homes are included in our Let Us Do Good Village in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Since the foundation was created 23 years ago, Tunnel to Towers Foundation has grown to include many programs and services to ensure we never forget, including the 9/11 Institute, which helps educate students about September 11th. The Institute includes our 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit, speakers who attend events in schools and communities, where they share their connection to September 11th, and free 9/11 nonfiction resources for educators in grades K through 12, including full scripted curriculum units built around the first in-person accounts. Tunnel to Towers has a national run, walk, and climb series that has over 80 events around the country that help Americans nationwide to never forget the sacrifice of our 9/11 heroes, the 2,977 souls that lost their lives that day, and all our nation's heroes have gone forward since 9/11 to continue the fight, sacrificing life and limb for this country and for the cause of freedom. Tunnel to Towers' newest program is the Homeless Veteran Program, which is committed to eradicating veteran homelessness across the country. We know that there are many homeless veterans across all 50 states. The Foundation's newest national campaign is committed to eradicating veteran homelessness by providing homes to veterans. The program also provides comprehensive care by connecting veterans with appropriate local services to include mental health counseling, skills training, and addiction support. Through our Veterans Villages and our National Case Management Network, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is responsible for providing housing and assistance and access to support service to over 3,300 veterans in 2023. With over 5,000 veterans assisted since the program's inception, we are working towards the goal of eradicating veteran homelessness as a nation. This exceptional accomplishment stands as a testament to Tunnel to Towers' unwavering commitment to our nation's heroes. The Foundation's model of pairing high-quality, affordable housing with comprehensive supportive services ensures our veterans have a place to live with comfort, dignity, and hope as they work towards financial stability and independence. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has broken ground on a Veterans Village right here in Bradenton, Florida. We are currently in the process of constructing an 85-room apartment complex, comprehensive support service center, and a specific facility to help the veterans. A community of 35 comfort homes will complement the village, providing additional permanent housing to veterans. Our commitment is to ensure that no veteran is left behind. Tunnel to Towers is very interesting. Tunnel to Towers is a 4-star rated charity with Charity Navigator, the nation's most utilized evaluator of charities. And 95 cents of every dollar we take in goes to programs and services. So I'd like to leave you with a couple of thoughts today. We so often hear, never forget 9/11. I'd bet anything that if I asked each and every one of you here where you were, who you called, and who called you on that awful day, all of us would remember exactly where we were and with great detail. That, I believe, is a given. What I'd like all of you to do is certainly not forget, but more important, remember. Remember how you felt in the days, weeks, months after, and how we, how we all treated each other with abundant compassion and kindness, especially first responders, veterans, active military who protect our country and freedoms every day. I appreciate each and every one of you for having us here today, and I thank you for supporting Tunnel to Towers Foundation. We are thankful to be part of laying wreath ceremony to honor those who are no longer with us. The commander before mentioned the check. He said something about veterans and checks, and I know what he was talking about. There was a quote on the internet, and it says, what is a veteran? A veteran, whether active, discharged, retired, or reserved, is someone who, at one point in their life, wrote a blank check to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life. We'll be placing wreaths today to honor that sacrifice. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.